Hello and welcome. Let's do business now with me, Beverly Broohm. More oil marketing firms are expected to shut down their operations in the weeks ahead over what they describe as industry challenges. Some operators took a hit last year due to the rise in cost of operations and regulatory requirements. George Rafe has more in the following report.
The woes of the oil marketing firms have been compounded by the new payment terms put forward by importers of finished petroleum products. There's a departure from the old practice where products are sold on credit. Their situation has been compounded by the intense competition when it comes to pricing of products. And now some of the firms are losing out because they cannot sell more volumes to break even. Some already entered into major talks, with others looking at being taken over by another firm. The Revenue Authority has also revised the way it collects taxes from the sector to an advanced payment, a move that is hurting most of the firms operating in the sector. For some of the industry watchers, it was just a matter of time following the full takeoff of the price deregulation policy, as some of the companies that hid behind government subsidies are now being exposed. There is currently more than 100 oil marketing companies in the country. Joy Business is learning that even with some of the big players in the industry, they are currently struggling. Based on the recent adjustment in prices of petroleum products by the oil marketing companies, it is clear that most of them are still absorbed a fraction of the cost in order to stay in business, to ensure that they don't lose out on the market when it comes to marketing or selling of their products.
Meanwhile, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers (COPEC) Ghana is calling for measures and regulatory interventions to save the oil marketing firms on the verge of collapse.
The fact that everything else has gone up, including their own cost of operations, then it is anticipated that these oil marketing companies and the BDCs would be reeling under a lot of pressures within this period. And so, whilst the BOG is trying what it can to make dollars available to the BDCs, financing also for the oil marketing companies should be a thing that we put on the front burner immediately, because clearly a lot of them, if you speak to them, are also reeling under a lot of pressures compounded from financing costs variability as a result of increases in these prices. We would recommend that some of them do not wait to go down under completely. You could have a situation where you would have acquisitions come in, you could have mergers come in, you could have 2-3 of them come together, pool resources so that economies of scale could also be something that would work for them. For a country this small, having over 150 oil marketing companies, LPG, MCs, and all of that is quite a huge number. We think that for the local companies, if some of them could come together or pitch resources together, they could still be viable, they could still be able to sustain their operations in the face of these steep economic challenges that confronts them.
Away from that, Ghana's government has stated it will develop trade and strengthen economic ties with the United States. According to Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, this is a top priority to boost the Ghanaian economy. Speaking at the American Chamber of Commerce, Ghana's U.S.-Ghana Business Forum, he indicated that strengthening diplomatic and business ties between the two countries will aid Ghana's efforts to execute the African Continental Free Trade Area successfully.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta described the African Continental Free Trade Agreement as the start of the continent's economic liberation. He urged African countries to improve their security and join with other countries in the industrialization efforts.
But security is expensive, and it must be shared. It is the green space, and we all must protect it. Accordingly, the President has positioned Ghana as an advocate of democratic rule in Africa and the continent at large, has set the pace for continual peaceful elections that we have had, We are also known for our penchant for the rule of law, of adequate provisions, even in this constitution, for protection of expropriation. Since the president's election, we have had a clear direction of the economy from export of raw materials and resources to value addition and productivity, and once again set a pace for an industrialization drive in Africa. Under our Ghana Beyond Aid mantra, Ghana is ready for partnership, for linkages and trade. And Ghana Beyond Aid really, in a sense, means a wiser society, a society that is wealthy, a society that works by inclusion, a society that does things that are sustainable, and an empowered people, and a resilient economy.
Communications Minister Esla Ekufu entreated the Secretariat to launch a member state-approved firm certificate process to aid in the fight against fraudulent activities.
What about logistical challenges? How do we know that the companies that we're trading with are not fraudulent companies set up merely to defraud people on the e-commerce platforms that are opening up? So we need to put in place a similar company certification process, continentally acceptable, through a mechanism that it will be verifiable by anyone going online to check on the credentials of this company. And I believe that we're also working on that with the Secretariat to enable that to happen. Okay. We have worked through AGOA, ECOWAS, AU initiatives, and all of that haven't quite delivered the systems that we anticipate.
She further called for more support for small and medium enterprises.
That's all for Business Now. We leave you with business news making headlines on the international front. I am Beverly Broohm. Have a good evening.